Adolf Hitler's first major attempt to seize power in Germany, known as the Beer Hall Putsch, was a dark and sinister event that unfolded in November 1923. This failed coup d'état was a pivotal moment in Hitler's rise to power, revealing both his ruthless ambition and the volatile political climate of post-World War I Germany. To understand the Beer Hall Putsch, we must first delve into the chaotic and desperate conditions that set the stage for this brazen act of rebellion. Now, before I move on with the story, please help a small channel grow, like and subscribe. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Back to the story. After Germany's defeat in World War I, the nation was plunged into turmoil. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed harsh reparations and territorial losses on Germany, crippling its economy and humiliating its people. Hyperinflation spiraled out of control, rendering the German mark virtually worthless. Families watched their life savings evaporate overnight, and the middle class was decimated. Unemployment soared, and hunger became widespread. The Weimar Republic, the democratic government established after the war, was widely seen as weak and ineffective, unable to restore order or dignity to the nation. Amid this chaos, extremist ideologies flourished. On the left, communist movements gained traction, promising revolution and equality. On the right, nationalist and anti-Semitic groups blamed Jews, communists, and the Allies for Germany's woes. Adolf Hitler, a former soldier and rising figure in the far-right National Socialist German Workers' Party, Nazi Party, exploited this anger and despair. He railed against the Treaty of Versailles, the Weimar government, and the so-called November criminals who had signed the armistice. Hitler's fiery speeches and promises of a restored, powerful Germany resonated with many disillusioned citizens. By 1923, Hitler had gathered a loyal following, including paramilitary groups like the Sturmabteilung, SA, or Brown Shirts, who were ready to use violence to achieve their goals. Bavaria, a southern German state, had become a hotbed of right-wing activity, and the local government was sympathetic to nationalist causes. Hitler saw an opportunity to strike. He believed that if he could overthrow the Bavarian government, he could ignite a nationwide revolution and topple the Weimar Republic. The catalyst for the Beer Hall Putsch came in September 1923, when the Weimar government announced it would resume reparations payments to the Allies, sparking outrage among nationalists. Hitler decided to act. On the evening of November 8, 1923, he and his followers stormed a beer hall in Munich, where Bavarian officials were holding a public meeting. With armed SA troops surrounding the building, Hitler burst in, fired a shot into the ceiling, and declared the start of a national revolution. He coerced the Bavarian leaders at gunpoint to support his coup, but their loyalty was shaky at best. The next day, Hitler and his supporters, including the influential World War I General Erich Ludendorff, marched through Munich in a show of force. They aimed to seize key government buildings and rally the public to their cause. However, the coup quickly unraveled. The Bavarian police and military, loyal to the Weimar government, confronted the marchers. A violent clash erupted, and shots were fired. Several Nazis were killed, and Hitler himself was injured. The coup collapsed, and Hitler was arrested shortly afterward. The Beer Hall Putsch was a failure in the short term, but it had long-term consequences. Hitler's trial for treason became a platform for him to spread his ideology. He used the courtroom to deliver impassioned speeches, portraying himself as a patriot fighting for Germany's future. Though he was sentenced to 5 years in prison, he served only 9 months in relatively comfortable conditions. During this time, he wrote Mein Kampf, outlining his vision for a racially pure Germany and his plans for conquest. The failed coup also taught Hitler a critical lesson: he could not seize power through force alone. Instead, he would need to work within the system, using propaganda, political maneuvering, and legal means to achieve his goals. This shift in strategy ultimately paved the way for his rise to power in 1933. The Beer Hall Putsch was a dark and sinister chapter in history, reflecting the desperation and anger of a nation in crisis. It marked the emergence of Hitler as a national figure and foreshadowed the horrors that would come under his rule. The event serves as a chilling reminder of how economic despair, political instability, and extremist ideologies can converge to create the conditions for tyranny. Please like and subscribe.